Hi, this is Kim White with the My Sexy Business team. I'll just be honest, we were having such a great conversation before we started. We almost didn't start and push the button. I am here with my beautiful co-host,
Coni Meyers with Kick Butt Leaders.
And we are excited to be on session 9 of Hope to Hope Conference, July 18. I can't believe it.
No, I can't either. Already.
And our next guest, I'm telling you, the first time I saw her on live video, I didn't even know who she was, but the first time I saw her on live video, I knew I had to get to know her because I knew she was my flavor. She was talking about being a hot mess, and she is an amazing entrepreneur. She's definitely ahead of her time. She has so many strategic thinking skills. I want to just say that, not even like the plan. She's got the behind the scenes and the brain thing strategy going on.
Girl, I need to carry you in my pocket all day long.
And she has been with the same company for 28 years. Yeah. But I will tell you, they are probably hoping they're going to hold on to her because she has got some things in the works that, you know, are absolutely amazing for other entrepreneurs. So she's an excellent mentor, coach. I mean, I can go on and on, but it's the amazing Kelly Cornelsen.
Oh, thank you so much. Look who just popped in. Ivy heard your voice.
Oh,
so she just jumped in my lap.
Oh, and Ruby's going to talk to her now. I am smitten. Well, we'll just go ahead and confess up front. I am smitten with Kelly's puppies. I got to spend the day playing with them. And Ivy and Oliver are, oh my goodness. And Rufus is over here jealous. I guess he hears my puppy voice because
be careful.
He woke up out of his sleep to come and let me know that, you know, he's the main puppy.
Yes. Oh, I remember when you got him. He's so precious. Lucky dog.
He's a mess too. But Kelly, thank you so much for saying yes to coming on today. I really do think that you have so much to offer, especially women entrepreneurs. And, you know, you have lots to offer lots of people, but I'm just going to tell you from my standpoint, you have been such an encouragement and a blessing to me personally that I am just glad you said yes to coming on.
Oh, well, thank you so much for asking me. It's my privilege. And I tell you, I just think that what y'all are doing is so awesome. And to honor the life of your son. And so together we can celebrate his life. And while you miss him and you wish he were here, it honors him to celebrate his life by bringing hope into the lives of others. And I just want to commend both of you for putting this Hope Conference together because, you know, we all need hope. And you never know what a day can bring. And one bad day doesn't mean it's going to be a bad year or a bad life. But sometimes we need a little reminder that there is hope and that things can change and there is joy and there's happiness to come. And that if we can keep our eyes moving forward, my husband always says when I'll say, I wish, and he's like, stop it. Quit looking that way. We're not going that way. You need to keep your eyes moving forward. And everything that we've been through, I believe that God uses all of those things to build our character and to plant things in us so that we can love and serve others, that he doesn't waste our heartache. He doesn't waste the cancer. He doesn't waste the depression. He doesn't waste the child that we've lost. He will use all of those things if we allow him to love on and to encourage other people in our lives.
Oh, Kelly, that is so powerful. He does not waste our heartache. He doesn't waste all those things you mentioned. I think that is a brilliant way to look at it because that is exactly, sometimes we feel like, why can't we just skip these parts?
Yes. And I would tell you that I didn't come up with that. A friend recently whose husband was diagnosed with, he thought he hurt his back and he went to the doctor and he had stage 4 prostate cancer. Oh. And he thought he pulled a muscle. And the good news is that he's doing well. He's in remission. But another friend of ours had a routine mammogram, and it turned out that she had. They called and they said, you have 2 kinds of cancer. And she's finishing her radiation next week. But my friend said to the other, as we were standing there together, she goes, God will not waste this. And I was like, that is so good. I need to remember that no matter what we go through, he will not waste it if we don't let him.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very, very good. Well, I want you to know that Beck and Christy and Tomisha and
hey guys,
they're all on with us. I am seeing their names pop up. So I'm excited to see everybody.
I love those girls. I can't see who's there, and so that's so fun to be on their live. Hey guys.
So, okay, we have talked, and we talk like 90 miles an hour, you and I.
Imagine that.
And sometimes at the same time, 90 miles an hour, because we can't help it. We just get so excited. But I want to go down that path that we were talking about, as far as you always look so amazing. You're always so beautiful on camera. And there's a backstory.
Well, I would tell you, do not be deceived. The number one thing is a really good light, which Coach Glitter introduced me to, and I ordered it for myself for Christmas. And so the lighting is everything. But I'm telling you, I told her, I said, I've got on my ripped jeans and my Toms that have a hole in them because I got to walk the dogs after the sprinkler runs. But I've got my cute little top, add a little bling, little lipstick, and a good light, and you can come across like you got it halfway pulled together. I believe fake it till you make it. And I joke that we were talking about a mask. You know, we all wear a mask. And sometimes people, how they perceive us may or may not be exactly who we are behind the camera and who we are when no one is looking. You know, Facebook does a great job of showing the highlight reel of our life. And for people, when I have this conversation, and if there are people who don't know me really well, they're very surprised to find out that I feel like lots of days I alternate between I can do this and a full out anxiety attack. But there's very little. My husband says I'm in or I'm out, I'm up or I'm down. There's nothing in between, and he's so right. But you know what? Putting our best foot forward and on Facebook Live, that's just kind of what we try to do. Sometimes I bring it for real. Like the other day, I mowed the yard, no makeup, hair on top of my head, and I just brought it what it is. But you know what? We don't need to assume that what we see is actually how people come across, that they have no problems. They've got it all together. Look, she looks so cute. Look at that cute pink top. Well, yeah, because Tiffany Bymaster told me this was a cute top. I'm like, I'll order that and put on some cute jewelry. But you know what? I'm still the hot mess that I was, 15 minutes before I got on live with you, and my hair was still wet. And I was trying to find my light because we've just moved this week, and I had a national conference in the middle of it. And I'm sitting in a window on top of 2 pillows on a random chair because everything we own is in storage. So bet you didn't know that, did you? So you can't always assume that what you see is the complete deal and the complete package. Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense. And that's actually why it was really important to me that you came on this conference, is because you are so real about life, and you are so real about being transparent. You look adorable, and
well, you're very kind. I just got a Brazilian blowout though. Do you like it? My hair is kinky. My hair is kinky curly, and I moved to Texas a couple of years ago, and it did not mix. And so my friend's been trying to talk me into it for 3 years, and I finally did it. And it's like, look, it's straight. I don't know what to do. See,
okay,
also,
I'm so with you on this. I get that.
it's just the struggle is real. Which as soon as we're done, though, it'll be back in a messy bun on top of my head, because that's what we do.
That is the thing that you do. I want to commend you, because you do both. You do show up adorable, and you show up adorable with your messy bun. You don't pretend. Like, you show up and you tell the truth about you've got this mess going on or whatever. And I think that people don't know like what they don't know. And I think that real confidence comes when we don't compare ourselves to each other.
Oh, so true.
And so you're exactly right. We compare our blooper reel, because we know the behind the scenes, to someone else's highlight reel when they've had the time to get their Brazilian blowout, you know,
Yes.
and here we are struggling to brush our teeth.
Well, and let's keep it really real. I'll tell you a struggle that I'm really dealing with this year, especially in the last 6 months, is my age. Because so many of the girls in the online space, they're all millennials, or they're young moms. You know, they're mom bloggers and they've got young kids. Well, I did that a long time ago. My kids are gone, you know, they're grown up, and this is what's left. And I'm going to tell you, it's a real struggle to go, okay, my best days are not over, that I still have something to offer. And that while I may not be that cute young girl, I still feel that I'm kind of fun and kind of cute, and that I skew very well with the 30 to 40-year-olds. We'll just say that. That honestly, I would rather hang out with them, usually more than a lot of the girls my age, because so many of the women my age are not fun anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, wah, wah. And I go, that is not me. I want to keep up. And I think that's one reason that I look a little cuter and pulled together, is because I hang out with so many young girls that are young women, young entrepreneurs that are adorable. And I think they keep me young because they have such a young mindset. But I do feel like that we have to acknowledge, I was listening to a podcast this morning about imposter syndrome and how that's a real thing, and how we feel like if we show up, it's like, who's going to believe, why am I on here? Why did you want me to come here? And that I have to own it and go, you know what we were talking about before, all that stuff I went through, see, it has a purpose. And if I don't share it, then what purpose did it have? And that moving forward, even at the age of 59,
You're a baby. You're a baby.
Oh, honey. But here's the deal. I'm like, this morning I was walking the dogs with my Tom's with the hole in the toe, because I keep at the bottom of the stairs. And I was like, okay, God, is there still a place for me? Is there still a purpose for me? And sometimes I do think, when I see all those cute young girls, I'm like, okay, y'all, you're going to be me one day. I'm just saying, it won't be all like this forever. But that we still have a purpose, that our best days are not over, that we still, in the second half, that we have the freedom, because we're not chasing kids and taking them to school. And I don't have grandchildren yet. I really hope that happens soon. But, and I can't wait. But, you know, from what I understand from my friends who have grands, that it'll be different, because I can play with them, spoil them, and then send them home. But, you know, when our kids were little and we were working so hard, my husband traveled all the time, I was struggling with, who am I? You know, there was a period of time when I gained an enormous amount of weight, because literally I self-medicated with food. We all self-medicate in different ways. It can be with, you know, it can be food. It could be over exercising. It could be social media. You know, we get so hooked on watching what everybody else is doing, and that we're not acknowledging what's happening in our own life. And what happens is you turn around in a year and you're like, what happened to me? And why did no one say, Kelly, is everything okay? Because it wasn't. I was depressed for like 10 years, big time depressed. And I still struggle with it. I think some of that's chemical, and that's another conversation for another day. But I do believe some of us genetically are more predisposed to that than others. It's kind of like I have to wear contacts or glasses. I also need a happy pill. And, you know, I've worked through that, and I'm okay with that. It's like if I had strep, I would take an antibiotic. And so, and that was a whole thing of working through that. So literally, it's all a process of figuring out where are we, and what if I have a purpose bigger than just my life living day to day, and what if I lived it with intention, and what if all the stuff I've been through, even the yucky stuff, what if it was because I was supposed to show someone else that they could do this? Mm-hmm. Maybe that was why. And I'm still trying to figure all that out. I know my why. I know my purpose. I know my intention is to pour in to other women and men, but primarily women. And I know that that's my purpose. But in this age, when I first started, I mean, back in the day, when I started my business, there was no internet. I remember when we got carbonless forms. That was like, we did a whole training on it. We were so excited. And I don't know how I found my way. There was no internet. There was no GPS. I remember when MapQuest came out on the computer and you could print it out. And that was just life changing, because you could, and you young girls, you're like, what is she talking about? Yeah, that's the way we did it back in the day. That's how we do. But I don't have to do that anymore. And I love technology. I love everything that comes with it. I love that we can connect through Facebook Live from all over the world. Kim asked me to try to talk slower. I will try, for those of you who are across the pond or wherever you may be, because I know I have a Southern accent and I can speak a little quickly. So if you can't understand me, just come back and watch the replay. You'll get it on the second time, probably. Maybe not. Maybe not.
You always pause and rewind a little bit, too.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
You are so cute. I get so tickled because you do definitely have the Southern drawl, and you definitely are, you know, you get excited. You're like me. Every thing I start, it's like, I'm so excited. And I think Kelly is that too. Kelly just demonstrates it by talking 90 miles an hour.
I know. And at my house, we do all talk at the same time too, but then we never miss anything. So it works for us. But what can I say? What can I say?
I love it. Well, you know, for those that are listening that struggle with their perception of how things are, they are comparing their flaws to your beautiful facade, as you say, your outside. What can someone do who's watching, who is struggling with that? What can they do to like stop that? I don't know how else to say it in a nice way.
Well, the thing is that comparison is the thief of joy. And you cannot, and I say this to myself, sometimes we need to talk to ourselves instead of listening. I heard this the other day, and I don't even know who said it, but it was like, instead of listening to everything around us, we need to talk to ourselves. And sometimes I have to say, stop it, because I don't know what that person is living with. I don't know what she goes home to. I don't know what her situation is, but we compare. And we're like, but she's got it all together. And look, I love her car more than my car. And look, her husband is home more than mine is. Or maybe she has a husband and I'm still single. You know, here's the deal, is we cannot compare ourselves, because we're each on our own path. And I believe we all have, I do think that it's wise to know yourself. I'm a big advocate, even though my son, I gave him Strength Finders 2.0 for Christmas like 3 years ago, and he has yet to use the code because he doesn't like tests. I'm like, it's not a test. It's to help you know yourself better. But I think that there's so many great tools out there that help us to know ourselves. Like, what is my strength? Like, for instance, if you and I were planning an event and you were like, okay, Kelly, we need to divide up who's going to do what. I can tell you very quickly, because I know myself, I'm not going to be in charge of the money, and I'm not going to be in charge of the details or the emails. You don't want me to do that. I can help you come up with the great content, the great visual of what it's going to be, and the way to present it all. But if you leave it up to me, I know myself well enough to know the details. We'll show up and there will be no chicken for anybody on the plate, because I would have missed that. But there are things, instead of like working on things and going, well, I really messed that up. Sometimes we have to go, you know what? That's not in my strength to do that. So I'll go, you know what? I can work on an invitation and promoting it on social media and connecting with people to promote it. Who's really good at the details? Because that's not me. And so I think when we know ourselves better, then when things don't go well, it's not, well, I blew that. It's like, maybe I was trying to do something that wasn't operating in my strength. And if I know myself better, then I can be easier on myself. And so I think we need to know ourselves. And if you don't know, there's so many great things out there. Strength Finders 2.0 is one of my favorite ones. My number one strength is communication. My number two is woo. So I'm going to try to convince you to take Strength Finders 2.0 because I'm going to woo you to do that, because that is my strength. That is one of my strengths. I always forget what 3, 4, and 5 is. But there's so many different kinds of things. I'm a sanguine. That means my whole purpose is let's have fun. It doesn't have to be perfect, and it doesn't have to be, these certain ways. And so when you know yourself, but also it helps understand the people that you're working with better, so that when I have, maybe negative Nancy that lives works in the corner cubicle, and I'm just like, girl, she is driving me crazy. Well, then when I figure out, it's really important to her that everything is just very perfect, then maybe I won't annoy her so much with my randomness, because I can approach her in a different way that helps me serve her better. And I think those are just, I don't know if that makes sense, but I think that it gave me clarity when I understood myself better and helped me to understand other people better. And then I'm able to have a more realistic talk with myself about, this isn't better than this. It's like, it's just different. I don't have to be this person. I don't have to be, all right, we can't all have the same strengths. We need different people to do different jobs, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, okay, so this is random and you're going to laugh, but my example is we need people to do our hair once we pass and we're in the casket. Right?
Definitely.
Do you know there are people, I saw an interview the other day. She's a cosmetologist for, I don't know what it's called, like a mortuary cosmetologist. This girl, she is so passionate about it. She loves that like I love tacos. Now, I'm so thankful that she has that job and that she's passionate about that, because one day she's going to make my hair look good. Hopefully not soon, but I feel good about that. I would not be the person to handle that. I would manage the chicken dinner at the reception hall after at the church and make sure everybody had food and pie. So we all have different strengths, and that when we quit trying to compare ourselves and realize, maybe that's what she does. What am I naturally good at? And what are there things that I can work on so that I can operate on a higher level with success, or whatever it is you want to do in your life? And that is a whole nother thing too, is that your goals don't have to be my goals. Because
Right.
you want to be here doesn't mean that I have to do that thing if I'm not called to do that thing.
Exactly. Well, that's one of the things that is, that's really what my business is wrapped around, is what is a sexy life to you?
Right.
Not what a sexy life is to everybody, because that's not. It's what it is to you, and then make a business that goes with that.
Yes.
Instead of trying to fit your life around a business that you know how to do, but that's not what your flavor is.
Well, it's like, what lights you up? And what do you do that gives you, like, when you do it and you're operating in that strength, and maybe it's a project or with people, and be mindful to go, I love that. And then do more of that.
Yes.
We're always better at things we're passionate about.
Yeah.
And when we
Yes.
see that passion and then we zero in on it, people want to be around us. We
Yes.
draw the people to us that we need for the areas that we don't have our strengths.
That's exactly right. And I think the goal is if we can find what we're passionate about and what we love, and we can find a way to make a living at that, I mean, that's the secret sauce. And
Yes.
now with the internet and the online space and so many options for us that we honestly didn't have 8, 10, 15 years ago, it's a whole new world. And the options and the connections, it's just like you and I connected. We both were part of a group on Facebook, and then we got to meet in real life and
Yes.
found out, we're do what?
IRL. You taught me that.
IRL, in real life. We did. We met in real life. And it was so awesome, and it's so encouraging to find people. If you don't have people in your circle that aren't moving in the same direction with you, it doesn't mean you have to go, well, they're dead to me. No, you can still love them and they can be your friends, but you need to find those people are there, and find people that what they're saying and what they're doing resonates with you. And that will help you to discern where you're going, because it's all a process. We don't just wake up. Wouldn't it be great if somebody could just send you an email and go, oh, here's what you're supposed to be amazing at, and here's your passion, and this is what you're going to do? And wouldn't that be great? No, unfortunately, no. It
wouldn't be
takes
any
a lot.
fun, Kelly.
Well, and here's what I found too, is that if we were given the end product, if someone just, God just magically just said, here, Kelly, here's your amazing end product, I guarantee you I wouldn't have the strength of character to handle it. Because everything going through, even the hard stuff, taking me to that is preparing me to handle that and to be able to serve people better. Because if I went from here to here and nothing in the middle, then I probably would not be able to handle what was coming. And so I think it's all necessary. It's all part of it's a process, and it's necessary.
It's part of the plan. It's just totally part of the plan, our life's plan.
Absolutely.
I can't believe we're already at the 30-minute mark.
I can't either.
We just started talking. It feels like, I know.
It's what we do.
We kind of get to the point, I think sometimes we will spontaneously combust because
I feel that way some days. And I will tell you this briefly, is that I'm really working on myself. I'm learning to do new things. And there are days, I'm not going to lie, I feel like my head may explode. And it's change and it's growth, and it's not all a bad thing. And sometimes it feels like anxiety, and sometimes it feels like nervousness, but we can reframe that to say, this is exciting. I'm moving in a new way, and I am exploding. Because, we get out of that comfort zone. That's where the magic is. And then once you get to here, then you're going to get it even bigger. And so I just think it's exciting. You never know what a day may bring.
Well, and I'm going to definitely put the link so they can follow you on Facebook in the comments, because
that would be great.
You are an incredible inspiration. No matter what you're doing in your life, you inspire people.
Oh, thank you so much. And I'm on Instagram as Kelly Cornelsen also. Everything is my name. So, and it's SEN.
Yes. I got that wrong. Even after looking at it over and over the last time we got online, I'm like, no, I did it right. And then I sure didn't.
Everyone does, but you won't find me the other way. So I love to connect with you there. That would be great.
Well, thank you, Kelly, for coming on and sharing.
Thank you so much.
Kelly, you're an absolute delight.
Oh, well, I hope maybe I can meet up with y'all while you're in Texas. That would be awesome.
Yes,
we have to make that happen.
All right. Thanks, y'all. Thanks so much. And I look forward to hearing your other speakers in the coming days.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Coni Meyers with the Kick Butt Leadership.
My co-host for the Hope to Hope Conference. I'm Kim White with the My Sexy Business team. We will be back at noon. I'm trying to remember. We'll be back at noon Central Standard Time with the next session for the Hope to Hope Conference. So thank you all for following us. Thank you for joining us. And we will see you in the next session.
Bye, y'all. Thanks.